Millions in Syria and Iraq are facing water shortages as the region's longest river, the Euphrates, dries up.
Euphrates River has finally dried up and something terrifying is happening. The Euphrates River, a lifeline for millions of people in the region, has completely dried up, sparking a humanitarian and environmental crisis of unprecedented proportions. The Euphrates River, spanning over 2,800 kilometers, has historically played a vital role in the development and sustenance of ancient civilizations. Flowing through Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, it has provided water for drinking, irrigation, and hydroelectric power. However, the once mighty river has now succumbed to the devastating effects of climate change and human activities. So let's dive a little deeper into the whole situation with the Euphrates River drying up. It's pretty wild and definitely something that needs attention. First things first, can you believe that this mighty river, which has been flowing for centuries, is now drying up? It's like a crazy plot twist in a movie. But unfortunately, it's not fiction. It's happening in real life, and it's a big deal. The Euphrates River has always been a lifeline for the people living in the region. It has provided water for drinking, irrigation for crops, and supported a whole bunch of ecosystems. But now, it's turning into a mere trickle, leaving communities and wildlife in a tough spot. You might be wondering, why is this happening? Especially when you hear about its past. Well, let me quickly brief you on its history. The Euphrates River, one of the most significant waterways in the world, has a rich and storied history that stretches back thousands of years. Originating in the mountains of eastern Turkey, the river flows through Syria and Iraq before joining the Tigris River to form the Shatt al-Arab waterway, which empties into the Persian Gulf. Let's dive into the captivating history of this ancient river. Civilizations have flourished along the banks of the Euphrates for millennia. In ancient times, the river served as a lifeline for several great civilizations, including the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Assyrians. These early societies recognized the immense agricultural potential of the Euphrates and developed advanced irrigation systems to harness its waters. The fertile soil among the riverbanks allowed for bountiful harvest, supporting large populations and enabling the rise of complex urban centers. The Sumerians, who inhabited the southern region of Mesopotamia around 4000 BCE, were among the first to harness the power of the Euphrates for irrigation. They built canals and dikes to control the river's flow, creating a network of fertile fields known as the Fertile Crescent. This agricultural surplus fueled the growth of cities like Ur and Uruk, where monumental architecture and early writing systems emerged. Over the centuries, various empires and city-states rose and fell along the Euphrates. The Babylonians, under the rule of Hammurabi in the 18th century BCE, constructed elaborate canal systems and developed a comprehensive legal code. The city of Babylon became a symbol of power and grandeur, with the Hanging Gardens listed as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The importance of the Euphrates continued into the Islamic era. The Abbasid Caliphate, centered in Baghdad, embraced the river's strategic and economic significance. They constructed new canals, expanded irrigation systems, and fostered a vibrant intellectual and cultural scene. However, over time, conflicts in the changing course of the river led to the decline of Baghdad as a major urban center. In modern times, the construction of dams and irrigation projects along the Euphrates has transformed the river and the surrounding landscapes. The Ataturk Dam in Turkey, completed in the 1990s, has greatly impacted downstream flow and water availability, raising concerns among neighboring countries about water resources and ecosystem preservation. Furthermore, political tensions and conflicts in the region have also affected the management and utilization of the river's waters. The history of the Euphrates River is a testament to the crucial role that water plays in shaping civilizations. From the birth of agriculture to the rise and fall of empires, this ancient river has witnessed the ebb. However, now the Euphrates River, once a vital water source for numerous communities, has experienced a significant decline in its water levels, resulting in its eventual drying up. This has led to a multitude of ecological, social, and economic challenges for the regions that rely on the river's resources. Well, there are a few factors at play here. One major issue is climate change. Yeah, we hear about it often, but sometimes we tend to overlook it. Rising temperatures and changing weather patterns are messing with the natural flow of the river. It's like nature is throwing a tantrum and we're all paying the price. Another problem is human activity. We've been taking water from the river like there's no tomorrow. Rapid population growth, increased agriculture, dam construction have all put a strain on the Euphrates. We've been so focused on our immediate needs that we forgot about the long-term consequences. Now, let's talk about the impact of all of this drying business. It's not just affecting the people who directly depend on the water, it is also causing a ripple effect throughout the region. Think about it. The river dries up, there's less water for crops. Farmers are struggling to grow food, which can lead to food shortages and higher prices. It's like a domino effect on the economy and people's livelihoods. The depletion of the Euphrates River has had a significant impact on the region, affecting various aspects of life, ecosystems, and socio-economic conditions. Here is an elaboration on the impact of river depletion in the region. The decrease in water flow and the drying up of the Euphrates River has resulted in severe water scarcity in the region. Communities that rely on the river for agriculture, drinking water, and industrial purposes are facing immense challenges. Farmers are experiencing reduced crop yields due to the lack of irrigation water, leading to food insecurity and economic instability. The limited availability of clean drinking water has also become a pressing issue, forcing local populations to rely on alternative, often unreliable water sources. The environmental consequences of the river's depletion are far-reaching. The loss of water habitats has led to a decline in aquatic biodiversity, negatively impacting fish populations and other aquatic species. Wetlands, once thriving ecosystems, have dried up, affecting migratory birds and disrupting the natural balance of the region. The deterioration of the river's water quality due to reduced flow exacerbates these ecological challenges with potential long-term implications for the entire ecosystem. The economic repercussions of the Euphrates River's depletion are significant. The river has traditionally served as a vital transportation route for trade and commerce. However, the reduced water levels have made navigation increasingly difficult, limiting the transport of goods and hindering economic development. Additionally, industries that rely on the river for water supply and hydropower generation are grappling with the consequences of reduced water availability, resulting in production constraints and potential job losses. The drying up of the Euphrates River also has social and cultural impacts on local communities. For centuries, the river has been intertwined with the cultural identity and heritage of the region. Its depletion disrupts the traditional ways of life, affecting fishing communities, river-based recreational activities, and cultural practices associated with the river. Furthermore, the socio-economic challenges arising from the river's depletion can lead to population displacement and migration as people seek better opportunities and access to water resources elsewhere. Addressing the impact of river depletion requires a multifaceted approach. Cooperation between the countries sharing the Euphrates River basin is crucial to implement sustainable water management practices, promote water conservation, and explore alternative sources of water. Infrastructure development, mitigate the effects of drought, and reservoirs can help regulate water flow and mitigate the effects of drought. Investing in water-efficient agricultural practices and promoting the use of modern irrigation techniques can enhance agricultural productivity while reducing water consumption. In conclusion, the depletion of the Euphrates River has had far-reaching consequences on the region. Water scarcity, environmental degradation, economic challenges, and social disruptions are some of the key impacts. It is essential to prioritize sustainable water management practices and collaborative efforts to ensure the long-term well-being of the region and its communities. However, it's not just about the humans. The wildlife that relied on the river for survival is in serious trouble too. Animals are losing their habitats, and some species might even face extinction if things don't change. It's heartbreaking to see the negative impact our actions can have on the natural world. So, what can we do about it? Well, awareness is the first step. We need to acknowledge the seriousness of the situation and spread the word. Let's talk about it with our friends, family, and even on social media. The more people know, the more likely we are to see some real action being taken. On an individual level, we can also make a difference. We can conserve water by being mindful of our usage. Taking shorter showers, fixing leaky faucets, and watering our plants wisely are small steps that can add up to a big change. It's all about being conscious of our impact and making choices that prioritize the long-term health of our planet. Climate change, characterized by rising temperatures and reduced rainfall, has significantly impacted the Euphrates. As global temperatures continue to rise, the region has experienced more frequent and severe droughts, exacerbating the already strained water resources. These prolonged droughts have led to a drastic reduction in the river's flow, ultimately resulting in its complete disappearance. Human activities, including dam construction, water diversion, and overuse, have further contributed to the Euphrates River's demise. Rapid urbanization and population growth have escalated the demand for water, leading to excessive extraction and depletion of the river's resources. Additionally, the construction of dams and the diversion of water for agricultural purposes have disrupted the natural flow of the river, exacerbating its decline. The consequences of the Euphrates River's disappearance are catastrophic on multiple fronts. First and foremost, it poses an immediate threat to the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on the river for their daily needs. Access to clean drinking water has become scarce, leaving communities vulnerable to waterborne diseases and food shortages due to disrupted agricultural activities. The environmental impact is equally alarming. The Euphrates River's dry riverbed has caused the loss of vital ecosystems and habitats for diverse flora and fauna. The absence of water has disrupted the delicate balance of the region's ecosystem, leading to the extinction of numerous species and endangering the overall biodiversity. The drying up of the Euphrates River has been a complex and multifaceted issue, influenced by various factors. Here are some additional facts and details about the situation. The Euphrates River, a once mighty and expansive waterway, has experienced a significant decline in its water levels over the past decades. This decline has been primarily attributed to a combination of natural and human-induced factors. Climate change has played a substantial role in altering the hydrological patterns of the region. Rising temperatures have led to increased evaporation rates, causing a reduction in the river's water volume. Changes in precipitation patterns have also contributed to the decline, with less rainfall occurring in the river's catchment area. The construction of dams along the Euphrates River has further exacerbated the situation. Dams, such as the Atatürk Dam in Turkey and the Topkapı Dam in Syria, were built for irrigation, hydropower generation, and water storage purposes. While these dams have brought certain benefits, such as increased agricultural productivity and electricity generation, they have also disrupted the natural flow of the river. The regulation and diversion of water for human use have resulted in reduced downstream flows, impacting the ecosystems and communities that depend on the river. Water mismanagement and overconsumption have also contributed to the drying up of the Euphrates River. Rapid population growth, urbanization, and agricultural expansion have increased water demands in the region. Inefficient irrigation practices, lack of proper water conservation strategies, and unsustainable water extraction have put additional pressure on the river's resources. Conflicts and political tensions in the region have further complicated the situation. Wars and ongoing conflicts in countries such as Syria and Iraq have disrupted infrastructure, including water management systems, and hindered cooperative efforts to address water-related issues. Displacement of populations and the destruction of water infrastructure have further strained the already stressed water resources. The drying up of the Euphrates River has had severe consequences for the ecosystem and biodiversity of the region. Wetlands and marshes along the river, such as the Mesopotamian marshes in Iraq, have significantly shrunk, leading to the loss of critical habitats for numerous plant and animal species. The decline in water availability has also affected agricultural productivity, impacting the livelihoods of farmers who rely on the river for irrigation. The economic implications of the drying up of the Euphrates River are significant. Industries such as agriculture, fishing, and tourism, which once thrived along the river, have suffered. Communities that depend on the river for their livelihoods have faced hardships, and economic disparities have deepened. Efforts are being made to address the challenges posed by the drying up of the Euphrates. International organizations, governments, and local communities are working together to promote sustainable water management practices, restore wetlands, and enhance cooperation for equitable water allocation. The situation serves as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness between human activities, climate change, and the fragility of our natural resources. It underscores the urgent need for sustainable water management practices, international cooperation, and proactive measures to mitigate and adapt to the impacts of climate change in order to preserve the vitality of rivers like the Euphrates. The humanitarian crisis unfolding as a result of the Euphrates River's disappearance demands urgent international attention and action. Immediate measures are needed to mitigate the effects of this catastrophe and provide relief to the affected communities. Governments and organizations across the region must collaborate to address this crisis. International aid and support should be mobilized to ensure the provision of clean water, food, and medical supplies to the affected regions. Emergency response teams should be deployed to assist in the relocation and rehabilitation of communities displaced by the river's drying. Efforts should also focus on long-term solutions to prevent such devastating events in the future. Investment in sustained water management practices, including water conservation, efficient irrigation systems, and the development of alternative water sources, is paramount. Moreover, raising awareness about the importance of responsible water usage and the effects of climate change is crucial to encourage behavioral changes and foster a culture of environmental stewardship. The drying of the Euphrates River serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need to address climate change on a global scale. It highlights the interconnectedness of our actions and the impact they can have on the environment and vulnerable communities. The crisis should serve as a wake-up call for governments, policymakers, and individuals worldwide to prioritize sustainable practices and take immediate steps to reduce carbon emissions, protect water resources, and preserve our planet for future generations. The implications of the Euphrates River's drying extend beyond the immediate region. The disruption of water flow affects neighboring countries that rely on the river for trade, agriculture, and energy production. This crisis has the potential to escalate tensions and conflicts as water scarcity becomes an increasingly pressing issue in the region. Diplomatic efforts and cooperation between nations are crucial to finding equitable solutions and preventing further instability. Scientists and experts warn that the drying of the Euphrates River may not be an isolated incident. It serves as a stark example of the consequences we may face in other parts of the world if we fail to address the underlying causes of climate change. This crisis underscores the need for swift and decisive action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, transition to renewable energy sources, and implement sustainable land and water management practices. As the world grapples with the far-reaching effects of the Euphrates River's disappearance, it is crucial for individuals to recognize their role in shaping the future of our planet. Each person can contribute by adopting environmentally conscious habits, supporting policies that prioritize conservation and sustainability, and actively participating in collective efforts to combat climate change. And of course, we can't forget about the bigger picture. Governments and policymakers play a crucial role in addressing this issue. They need to prioritize sustainable practices, invest in renewable energy sources, and implement effective water management strategies. It's not an easy task, but it's necessary for the well-being of our planet and future generations. In conclusion, the drying of the Euphrates River has emerged as a severe crisis with dire consequences for both human communities and the environment. Urgent action is needed to provide immediate relief to affected populations, restore the river's flow, and address the underlying issues of climate change and unsustainable water management. Only through global cooperation and a collective commitment to environmental stewardship can we hope to safeguard our shared resources and ensure a sustainable future for all. Stay tuned for further updates on this unfolding crisis. To conclude, the drying of the Euphrates River is a wake-up call for all of us. It's a stark reminder that climate change is real and affecting us right now. We can't afford to ignore it any longer. So let's come together, raise awareness, and take action. It's time to give our beautiful Euphrates River the love and care it deserves. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.